Mr. Embry.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, members of the committee. On behalf of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America's nearly 200,000 members and supporters, I'd like to thank you for allowing us to testify at this critical hearing on the improvements of the post-9/11 GI Bill. My name is Tim Embree. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I served 2 tours in Iraq with the United States Marine Corps Reserve. The post-9/11 GI Bill will be remembered as one of our country's shrewdest investments for this generations to come. If we act now and we finish the work this committee began 2 years ago. IAVA is encouraged by S-3447, the Chairman's Post-9/11 Veterans Educational Assistance Improvement Act. By simplifying and streamlining the administrative rules, S-3447 would enable the Department of Veteran Affairs to process GI Bill claims in a timely manner. S-3447, which we have come to call New GI Bill 2.0, is a comprehensive effort to address the concerns of tens of thousands of students, veterans, and their families. IAVA is proud to endorse this legislation, contingent upon the improvements we submitted for the record being included in the final bill. S-3447 will help veterans access valuable job training by granting post-9/11 GI Bill benefits to veterans in vocational, apprenticeship, and on-the-job training programs. IAVA member Charles Conrad returned home from war to face a bleak economy. He had finished 2 tours, was released from his stop-loss orders, and was ready to begin the next chapter of his young life. Charles moved to Pittsburgh and enrolled in the Pennsylvania Gunsmith School, a well-known vocational school founded in 1949. Charles, like countless other veterans, assumed that by combining his military experience with a vocational certificate, he would make himself marketable in today's rough job scene. Unfortunately, the post-9/11 GI Bill does not pay for trade schools, and now Charles is left struggling to pay down a pile of bills. Most people don't realize the majority of World War II veterans use their GI Bill benefits to attend vocational schools. The 78th Congress passed a correction bill 1 year after the first GI Bill in order to include veterans just like Charles who wanted to attend vocational schools, much like we are asking the 111th Congress to do right now. Allowing veterans to enroll in the vocational program of their choice would enable all of our warfighters to use their hard-earned new GI Bill benefits. IAVA recommends following a simplified pay chart for on-the-job training and apprenticeship students, which we have submitted for the record as well. S-3447 will help National Guard service members by granting full GI Bill credit for full-time service. This vital improvement will ensure that the thousands of National Guard troops from Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi who are currently protecting our coastline from the oil in the Gulf will receive credit towards their post-9/11 GI Bill benefit. IAVA member Sergeant First Class Bradford Mingle has been wearing our country's uniform every day for the past 19 years, including a recent tour in Afghanistan. Sergeant First Class Mingle is part of the Active Guard and Reserve program, which means he works full-time for the National Guard. Imagine Sergeant First Class Mingle's surprise and anger when he applied for the new GI Bill, only to have the VA tell him that he hadn't served long enough to qualify for full benefits. According to the current law, only 1 year of Sergeant First Class Mingle's 19 years of active duty service actually counted towards his GI Bill eligibility. Yet, a full-time reservist doing the same job as Sergeant First Class Mingle would qualify for the full GI Bill, simply because his or her checks were paid for by the federal government rather than the state government. Same uniform, same service, vastly different benefits. Under the current form of the new GI Bill, the tuition benefits are not only confusing, they are completely unpredictable. The nationwide tuition caps have fluctuated wildly since last year, and recently, in front of this committee, the VA admitted that reforming the tuition and fees benefit was its top priority fix for the new GI Bill. We need a GI Bill benefit that is easy to calculate and is easily understood by those who use the benefit, as well as those who distribute it. New GI Bill 2.0 simplifies the tuition benefit by abolishing the confusing state cap program and replacing it with a simple promise. Under the proposed new GI Bill 2.0, if a student veteran attends a public school, the new GI Bill will pay for the entire cost of tuition and fees, no questions asked. However, if a student veteran attends a private school, the proposed rate in S-3447 is frighteningly low and would slash benefits for student veterans attending private schools in over 23 states. IAVA recommends simplifying the annual tuition reimbursement rate for private schools by setting a national baseline of $20,000 per year. This baseline should be increased by an annual cost of living adjustment on an annual basis. Creating this baseline will provide a fair and generous benefit for all students and will mean an increase in tuition reimbursement in 45 states. New GI Bill 2.0 is a much-needed comprehensive upgrade involving changes large and small. These changes are vital to the academic success of student veterans pursuing a higher education. History has shown us the value of investing in our country's veterans. The post-9/11 GI Bill will be remembered as one of our greatest investments in our country's veterans for generations to come. If we act now and finish the work this committee began 2 years ago, IAVA is proud to speak on behalf of the thousands of veterans coming home every day. We work tirelessly so veterans know that we have their back. I appreciate your time today, sir, and from the whole committee, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have.
Appreciate your testimony. Mr. Hartle.